Hello and welcome to WYSP, a series of videos focused on readily available tabletop games that are both easy and fun to play. So, check your local friendly game stores, board game cafes, your friends' collections, and sometimes online or mobile devices for these if you are new to the hobby or want a new and easy to learn experience. With that said, let me tell you why you should play Fluxx. Fluxx is a game designed by husband and wife duo Kirsten and Andrew Looney, who quit their careers as aerospace engineers with NASA to make tabletop games. Their company, Looney Labs, its most notable game is Fluxx, invented in 1996. As of recording, there are over 40 different versions of Fluxx, including pop culture, intellectual property such as Marvel, Star Trek and Doctor Who, educational themes such as anatomy, mathematics and chemistry, and some based on loose themes and tropes such as fairy tales, monsters and the festive season. Today we'll be looking at the standard 5.0 version of Fluxx, as they all have similar play, but I will also cover some special cards that may be included in other sets and expansions. Fluxx is a game for 2 to 6 players, with most versions being suitable for the ages 8 and up. It has a runtime of 5 to 30 minutes, although I have had games go over this rather wide estimation of play length, and still people want to play another round straight afterwards. You start the game by finding the basic rule card, which has an alternative back to the rest of the cards in the deck. You thoroughly shuffle the rest of the deck and deal 3 cards to each player. Choose to go first and follow the rules on the card. Draw one and play one. So, how do you win? Well, first, someone needs to play one of these pink goal cards on the table. Goal cards usually state how to win the game, usually with a player needing 2 of these green keepers. Green keeper cards can be played in front of you, sort of like a tableau. When another goal card is played, it usually replaces the one on the table. So playing green keeper cards gives you more of a chance of winning the game. This is the first way that the game lends itself to the idea of Fluxx, of there being continuous change. But the real game changer is in these yellow rule cards. These cards come in a few flavours. Cards that are free actions, allowing you to do something on your turn without it being considered as a play or draw. Instant effect rules that can be used as soon as they're on the table. There are cards that replaces other rules, such as the number of plays, draws, keeper or cards allowed in your hand, and always take effect when it is not your turn. The cards do a good job explaining what they do and keep players focused on the game. Any rule you forget to follow can either be picked up by the other players or completely missed if you finish your turn without following them. Finally, there are blue action cards. These are played and resolved before being discarded and add an element of interaction and take that with the other players. These black cards are known as creepers. These in most cases stop you from being able to win and have a very negative effect when you control them. When they are drawn, they are immediately placed in a tableau with your keepers, taking note of the wording on the card, and you draw another card to replace it. Meta rules, introduced in 4.0, adds an extra basic rule that stays in for the entire game. Purple surprise cards, first introduced in Pirate Fluxx, can be played when it's not your turn and then discarded. If any red un-goal cards are played and the requirements are met, the game ends with no winner. Black and yellow striped danger cards, introduced in Jumanji, allows for players to be eliminated from the game. Fluxx is a game that at the core is all about chaos, and from my experience it can bring a lot of laughter to the table. There are only a few moments when analysis paralysis can hit some players, as the way you play your cards and take free actions can maximise your turn or diminish other players' turns. The range of themed versions allow for some very specific jokes and tropes to come alive and can help to engage non-gamers into giving it a chance. There's also nothing stopping you adding more cards to a deck through expansions, promo cards, or just smashing 2 decks together. Just remember what I said about the playtime. As more cards are added, especially 2 different themed decks, the game may take longer to win, or not win. The game tends to be a staple of many collections. It's usually very affordable for its replayability value, and is available on iOS and Android, along with playable online through Tabletop Simulator, Tabletopia and Board Game Arena. Also keep an eye out for those vaulted game titles too, for a chance to play out of print versions as well. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to keep up to date with new videos from the channel. Also, why not comment down below on which version of Fluxx you've played or would be interested in playing and why. Also comment if you have any questions or recommendations for other games you'd like to see me cover, and I shall always try to answer or cover them. Till next time, I have been Stuart from Meeple Soup Reviews. Keep your friends close and your tables full.